Hi guys! So, last one. We just got to review all the systems of equations stuff real quick, and then you take your check tomorrow, and then you'll be done for the year. So, the main things that we talked about with all of this, with systems of equations, is the two different methods, solving by substitution and solving by elimination. When you're solving by substitution, you are picking one of the two equations that you have and you're solving it for either of the two variables. You have the freedom of choice, whichever one is easier. In this case, I definitely think this first equation is a million times easier to solve for y. So when you do that, you would subtract 2x from both sides and you would get y equals negative 2x minus 1. After that, you're going to want to take this entire negative 2x minus 1 and substitute it in to the other equation for y. So negative 5x minus 6 times negative 2x minus 1 equals negative 1. And then you're going to want to solve that for x. So we would have negative 5x plus 12x plus 6. This is 7x plus 6 minus 6. 7x is equal to negative 7. Divide by 7. X is negative 1. Yeah. After all that, you would take that negative 1 and plug it back into either of the two original equations for x to figure out what y is. As I say pretty much every single time, I'm going to go with this one because the numbers are a little bit smaller. So we have 2 times negative 1 plus y is negative 1. So this is negative 2. Add 2. Y is equal to 1. And that's pretty much it. But for a question like this, I will be looking for writing your final answer as an ordered pair. So negative 1 comma 1. And that's how you would finish the problem. For elimination, the goal here to start out is to, again, pick either variable, doesn't matter which one. And the goal is to get something that looks, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. You might have to multiply one or both equations by something, but the goal is to get both of those variables to have the same coefficient, but opposite signs. In this case, we actually already have that. If you look at the x's, we have negative x and positive x. So when we add both of these equations up and combine the like terms, how they are, negative x plus x would cancel out. The thing with this one is that it also is true for the y's. Y minus y cancels out. So on the left, you're just left with 0. And then on the other side, negative 2 minus 8 is equal to negative 10. So 0 equals negative 10. Now that doesn't make any sense. 0 is never equal to negative 10. So what would our answer be? No solution. We might see this a little later if we get something like 0 equals 0. 0 equals 0 would be some kind of indicator that your final answer would be infinite solutions. All right. Again, a lot of people prefer, or in the poll I gave you guys several days ago, a lot of people said they either preferred elimination in general or it depends on the problem. So since we just did this one, I think you could do either way. Elimination or substitution would be fine. Since we just did an elimination problem, I'm going to do substitution. So I'm going to solve the first one, let's say, for x, because that seems pretty easy. You would add 2y to both sides. Come on. And you would get x is equal to 2y minus 12. Then we're going to plug 2y minus 12 into the second equation for x. So 2y minus 12 minus 3y is negative 18. Negative y plus 12. So this is negative 6. And this is actually a good one for doing this way because you do have to continue friendly reminder, and divide both sides by -1 in order to get y completely isolated. So y is equal to 6. And then same thing, you would take that 6, plug it back into either one of the two originals. Let's go with the first one again. No, that's not it. X minus 2 times 6 equals -12. So this is -12. And x equals 0. 0 is a possibility for your final answer. 0 works as a value. If you get like x equals 0 or y equals 0, that doesn't mean you can include no solution or infinite solution in your possible answers. 0 is a possible solution. 0, 6 is a point that we would know how to write. So that's going to be our final answer. This one definitely looks like something that I think is easier to solve using elimination. It is possible to solve this by substitution just because like all these numbers are even, they're all divisible by 2, same thing here. So you could solve this one for x. You could also solve this one for y. That would get you some nice numbers to work with. But again, since we just did the last one via substitution, let's do this one via elimination. It really doesn't matter what we pick to eliminate. Let's go with x again. And the goal, or what we're thinking about when we're thinking about what the coefficient we want, is least common multiple. So the least common multiple of 2 and 4 is 4. This already has a -4, so we're going to leave it alone. We want this first equation then to be positive 4x, because again, opposite signs. So 2 times what is going to get us positive 4? 2. So when we multiply that first equation by 2, we get 4x plus 16y equals 4. The x gets eliminated, and then we can combine all of the other like terms. So this is 14y equals 14. Divide both sides by 14. Y is equal to 1. And let's go with the second one to plug y in. Again, it doesn't matter. You should get the exact same thing regardless. So -4 minus 2, -4x minus 2 times 1 is equal to 10 minus 2, add 2, 12, divide by -4. So x is equal to -3. And as always, if you want to, or if it says to check your answer, you would have to plug both the x and the y into both equations and make sure you get true statements both times. Like 2 equals 2 and 10 equals 10. That's what you would be looking for problems like this in order to make sure that you're doing everything right. I mean, we just did, again, I think this would probably be easiest to do by elimination. This looks like it's going to be one where you would have to multiply both equations by something. I think the least common multiple for x would be 20, and the least common multiple for y would be 24. So I would probably work with the x's, just because the numbers would end up being smaller. But considering we just did an elimination problem, I'm going to hold off on doing this one, probably do it off camera. So you'll still have access to it on the digital copy of the answer key. But we are approaching the 10-minute mark. I don't want this to be too extensive a review, and we do still have the word problems to talk about. Everybody's favorite. So, Alexandra is selling tickets to the JPS musical. On the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 6 adult tickets and 7 student tickets for a total of $157. The school took in $204 on the second day by selling 2 adult tickets and 14 student tickets. What is the price each of 1 adult ticket and 1 student ticket? So, as always, we highlight key information, and it's pretty much all of the numbers. 6 adult tickets and 7 student tickets, $157. 204, 2 adult tickets, and 14 student tickets. So the 2 different equations that we're going to be setting up are to represent the 2 different days. On the first day, they sold 6 adult tickets, A for adult tickets, and 7 student tickets, S for student, for a total of $157. That's for the first day. And then on the second day, what is it? 2 adult tickets and 14 student tickets for a total of $204. So that's our system. You, as I said in the last video, I believe, you can use technically whatever variable you want. I did see a lot of people using stuff like, you know, A and B to represent all the different things. So keeping up with the A and S, I think, helps a lot of people, like A for adult, S for student. So keep that up. And then we're going to solve this. This does look like something that can be solved easily using elimination. And let's eliminate A, because the least common multiple of 2 and 6 is 6, which is smaller than the least common multiple of 7 and 14. That's 14. So we'll go with A. We already have 6A, so we want this to be a negative 6A. 2 times what is negative 6? It's negative 3. So when we multiply that second equation by negative 3, we get negative 6A. What is 14? Times 3. Minus 42S is equal to negative 612. I'm going to rewrite the second equation below it. A gets eliminated. Negative 42 plus 7 is negative 35. And negative 612 plus 157 is negative 455. So we divide by negative 35. And S is equal to 13. Then we plug that back into the original. Let's go with the first one. 7 times 13. Which is 91. $66. And A is 11. So to wrap this up, there were a lot of people who didn't do this in the word problem homework. Okay, so please, with word problems, you don't need to write your final answer as an ordered pair, but you do need to give units. So what does all this mean? A represented the price of the adult tickets. So since we were looking for the price, it's $11 per adult ticket. And then it would be $13 per student ticket. Something like that, or something phrased like that, would be something that I'd be looking for. All right, I believe this is the last one. Andrea and Maria worked part-time jobs over the summer that paid different rates for working weekdays and weekends. Andrea worked 22 hours during the week and 1 hour on the weekend, earning $232. Maria worked 15 hours during the week and 10 hours on the weekend, earning $270. What is the pay rate for working weekdays and weekends? So this is a different kind of situation where we're setting up expressions to represent one expression to represent what Andrea is doing and one expression to represent what Maria is doing. So considering we have week versus weekend, I think I'm going to go back to X and Y for something like this because I don't want to use W twice. Andrea worked 22 hours during the week, so we'll go with X. And then 1 extra hour, we'll go with Y on the weekend for a total of $232. Maria worked 15 hours during the week and 10 hours on the weekend, earning 270. That's your system. And this might get us some relatively large numbers, but let's switch it up. Let's go for substitution to solve this one. It is possible to solve this one using substitution because this first equation is pretty easy to solve for y. You would just subtract 22x from both sides. So y is equal to negative 22x plus 232. And then we're going to plug this into the second equation for y. So this is 220x, 2320. See huge numbers. Negative 205. You guys, yeah, you can still see that. So that's going to be, this is negative 205x equals negative 2050. And then when we divide that by negative 205, we get 10. And finally, we're going to take that 10 and plug it back into either one of the two originals. I think the first one has slightly smaller numbers, so we'll go with that. So this is 220 minus 220, and that's 12. 12. So again, the phrasing, we said X represented on the weekdays during the week. So it would be, let's see, what is the pay rate for working weekdays and weekends? So this one's probably going to be a little bit long in terms of how we have to phrase it. It's hourly rates. You know, it's rates during the weekend on the weekend. So it would probably be $10, something like $10 during the week and $12 on the weekend. I'd probably even add something like $10 per hour during the week and $12 per hour on the weekend. I didn't put that in just because, like, it's kind of hard to pick up on that. I wouldn't be surprised if it was difficult for you guys to pick up on that as well watching this until I said something. Most summer jobs, if you guys have never had a summer job before, are usually paid by the hour. So the more hours you work, the more money you make. So something even long like that, you know, per hour on the week, during the week, per hour on the weekends. That's kind of what's going on here. Okay, let me box this off. But that's it. That is your entire review. I believe that covers pretty much everything that you saw on your review sheet as well. Depending on when you guys watch this, the review sheet might have been due already. The answer key might have gone up already. I am checking the submissions pretty regularly, and I haven't seen that many people submit the review sheet. So please, please, please try to get it in by the deadline. It is a homework assignment, so you will be graded if you do it. You will be marked missing if you don't do it. And I think that's it. You guys know where to find me if you have any additional questions or if you need any extra help. There's still plenty of space available if you ever want to sign up for a video call. And yeah, like I said at the beginning, this is the last video of the entire school year. Wow, that's crazy. You made it. You almost made it. You still got your check. That'll go up tomorrow. You have the entire day to work on it. Please submit it by the end of the day. And good luck on it. And have a great summer. Wow. Real quick, before I go. You guys have been really awesome with all of the online stuff. I do really appreciate you guys working super, super hard amidst all of this craziness. I hope you stay safe over the summer. I hope your families also stay safe over the summer. I hope you have a great summer, and I really hope you come back and say hi in September, if we see each other in September. And yeah, you guys were awesome for the entire year, not just for all this, but for the entire year. Good luck. Hope to see you in September. Bye.